Well, I hope you enjoyed your Thanksgiving holiday and happy holidays to all those out there who may view this later. I just wanted to hit you up real quick that this is the season that a lot of people tend to have the December or the winter blues, or they suffer from seasonal, kind of like depression from not having enough sun in their life. And sometimes it's also from having too much baggage in your life, too much stuff still weighing you down. And this is about the time that, bears will hibernate, but also it's time for us to let go of a lot of things. So that's what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about that public storage fee that you're paying on a daily basis for your personal burdens. Okay, sometimes we'll call burden stress, and stress can be anything: physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, whatever you want to, whatever level it is, at work, job, school, family, kids, husband, wife, cousins, aunts, uncles, or it could even be that hobby or something that you've been trying to get to, but you can't get it because you can't find that extra 5 minutes to find that 5 inches to get the space you need to get it done. So, projects as well, all those types of stresses. See, the thing is that you are paying a fee and you don't even know that you're paying a fee. So, I'll explain. So, you have muscle memory all over your body, and how I don't need a scientific paper. You can look it up on NIH if you want to know a bit more about muscle memories. I'll provide you that later if you want to. Leave a comment below, and I'll send you the data. But basically, muscle memory is just as simple, just like this. You have probably bumped your knee at some time, stubbed your foot at some times, got hit somewhere by a car door or a door. And in that spot, that in that muscle, if I were to touch that spot, you would immediately jump. Why? Because it's a protective mechanism to keep you from getting hit again, or kick or whatever it may be. It's a reflex. And some people are like, oh, that's just involuntary reflex. Just it's nothing to be thinking about. Well, you store all these reflexes over the course of your life. So every time you come around the sun, you build this pattern of all this whole map of all these patterns of things that have happened to you, and you're storing this in the body. Well, I want you to know that the evidence is right inside your chest. If you want to see the muscle reflex and you want to see muscle memory, look at your heart and look at your breathing. You don't need to think about your heart to beat. You don't need to think about breathing for you to breathe. So it already has its own electrical stimulation, has its own independent system to keep you alive. So your muscles, all it took was muscles and nerves and the memory. So it already had it built into the cells, what they know what to do to keep you alive. The other muscle reflexes that you have sometimes are just a protective nature. Our most protective childhood position that we all came from was from the fetal position. This is why people roll their shoulders forward, arch their back, tuck their head in, and bring their knees to their chest, because they're trying to get back to the fetal position. But because you're an adult, you need to stretch it out like you're trying to give somebody a big hug. Roll those shoulders back, let those elbows down, chin up, and feet flat on the floor. And I told someone today, and I hope she's listening to this, that basically you need to be sitting, if you're sitting at your desk all day, every day, you need to get up at least 5 minutes out of that hour and just walk around. Use some steps. The better you get the blood pumping, your knees above your waist, that'll pump the blood back up toward the heart, give you oxygen in order to relieve some of the stresses and pains and things that you have going on in your body. It keeps the blood flowing. So let's go back to those memories. So you have those, so because the heart has the same three elements: muscle, innervation, nerves, and it has the memory built into the cells, it's able to do it independently. You have that muscle, nerve, and memory built all inside your body. Anywhere you have muscle, basically. So you're probably thinking, well, what stresses do I have? Well, I'll teach you in my book, but basically two types of stresses. Physical stress from your feet. Every time you plant your feet and you're walking and you're always balancing, that's your feet. That's your physical stress going up toward your head. And then the mental stress is anything you're thinking about. Can't go no higher than the top of your head, so it's got to go down. So physical stress going up and mental stress going down, and they're crossing each other. And sometimes you store it in places. Now, let's get back to the public storage. I don't know a public storage place that you can go to that is free. You know any? Let me know, because I would love to store some stuff there just for free. You have to pay a fee. And so the same thing goes when you have a burden that some people say, oh, it's easier said than done to let go. Let me show you how easy it is to let go. I hold on to this bottle, whoop, I let it go. Boom, it's done. That's how easy it is to let go of your stress. So you want to go ahead and do the same with anything you need to get rid of this season, that might be burdening you, because if you don't think it's a burden, you're lying to yourself. It's a pathological lie, because you've stored it somewhere in your body, just like public storage, in order to keep it so you can tether. You have a string, just like astronauts have a tether. They have a rope that keeps them to the spacecraft and keep them from drifting. You wanted to be able to know how to reach that stress so you could deal with it later instead of dealing with it now. So you want to take care of that thing, either let it go or deal with it. That's your two choices. You're not going to make any more excuses. You're not going to take any more time, because you don't have time and you don't have the energy in order to keep this going in a complete nutsy, crazy cycle of constant stress and relax it, stress and relax. You're going to end up putting stress in your body and it eating away at when you wake up in the morning with that full ball of energy. That stress needs to eat, just like anything else in your body, cells in your body. So that stress that you're using, it's taking away empty energy. Basically, you'll never get it back. And you know how this feels, because you're full of energy when you wake up in the morning, and then when you're by the end of the day, you're like, oh, I'm done for the day. Okay, I'm going over my 5 minutes because you need to hear this. This be my gift to you as a life coach, as your personal massage therapist, and as far as your motivational coach. I'm going to tell you like this. You need to let go of that stress. Okay, let it go. Take inventory. Find out what it is that needs to be done. Don't make any excuses. Make it happen. Make a plan and see it through and finish it. Put it across the finish line so you can move on and do better things, do more things. Because the more you keep your storage full of, and your body's full of all these different things that your burdens is what the word is, because stress came from industrial age. We'll talk about that later. Burdens, any of these burdens, mental burdens, physical burdens, anything that you got going on, people or whatever, places or things, you need to let it go. Okay, that's as simple as it is. And then you will be able to have peace of mind. And then you will be able to have enjoyment and happiness. And it comes down because you'll de-escalate the situation, and things won't. The more you put on your plate, just like on Thanksgiving, the less room you have as a buffer zone before you crack or before you explode. So you want to bring that level down. If you're at about a 7 or an 8 with something, bring it down to about a 3 or 4 so you have room to think. If you don't have room to think, you're going to constantly be in argumentative mode on the inside, inner turmoil that's going to manifest out, and it's going to come out on your face and your body language. You may not look stressed, but people around you are going to be like, what's wrong with you? Okay. So that's my time. It's all I'm going to give you today. I look forward to talking to you again. When you get an opportunity, drop a comment below, share this video with somebody you know that needs to hear this message, and have a blessed day.